dude, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Whoa. Okay, this sounds like you are dealing with a friend who is dealing with some major insecurities on her end. The thing is like, you haven't changed anything, right? You would all hang out individually and in a group, and you are moving the same way that you have for over a decade. So my hope is that she settles into the relationship and these boundaries that she's putting up will loosen. But right now it is putting you in a really tough position. And I can acknowledge for you, like, she is not being a good and thoughtful friend. What I don't love is that she's throwing down all of these really strict rules without having a conversation with you, to the point where it almost makes me feel like there is something huge missing in this dynamic. Like, my personal brain goes to, I feel like it's possible that this guy once had like a crush on you and said something to her about you that clearly stuck with her like a decade ago, and now she's hyper aware and hyper insecure about how the two of you interact. Meanwhile, you're completely oblivious to this. Like, clearly you're literally like, guys, what? We're not doing Friday movie nights anymore? Like, what happened? Regardless, I don't think it's healthy how she's treating the situation, but I worry for you if you try to call her out for it. She's probably just going to get so fucking defensive. So I want to protect you and want you to be careful about how you navigate this given her current headspace. Because even like, if I pause for a minute and I think about coming from the perspective of, as someone who does feel secure in their relationship, there is truly no better feeling than when my partner gets along with my best friends. That's why I know there's something off with her, because when you are secure in your relationship, it's like, oh my God, nothing makes me happier than when Lauren and Kristen get to hang out with Matt if I'm working, and I'm like, oh my God, I come down and they're all like eating and having wine together, and I'm like, this literally melts my heart. So I think this is what I would do. I think that you can ask to have a conversation with her about what this new trio dynamic looks like. And you can make it clear, even though you're going to be like, ugh, I hate this, but just fucking even lie, even if it's just a current lie. Tell her how much you love them as a couple and that you are so happy for both of them. And you are more than happy to be the third wheel in moments. But point out to her, like, but you did have your own friendship with her and him before this. And now it feels like you are being punished for them starting to date. Also, the toxic side of me can't help but think about this. Like, she is inadvertently making your friendship with him awkward and tense now. And like, I feel like when people do that and she's creating this out of thin air, like, that's actually what would push you guys together to like have an affair. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was no forbidden fruit in your eyes. And now you're like, wait, why can't I be alone with him? And then all of a sudden his like dick starts to look longer. And you're like, maybe I do want to be alone with him. Like, but she's creating this thing. It's not you, it's her. I don't know. At the end of the day, she's putting you in a position where you're being forced to choose between her and him, and that is irrational. So she should want her boyfriend to be close with her friends. Also, I'm so curious, like, I wonder what he fucking thinks about this. Like, do you even think he's aware of this? Actually, this is what I just realized. This is what you're going to do. You're 100%, you're not having a solo conversation with her. You're going to sit both of them down. That's what you're going to do. See, we just need to talk through it. As in talk through it, I just need to process this. This is, oh my God. Wait, now I need you to like right the fuck back into me, because this is what we're going to do. Okay. You're going to sit them both down and you're going to say something along the lines of, I'm making these fucking names up. Okay, guys. Shelly has made me aware that you guys are now uncomfortable with my friendship with you, Mark. And I am both hurt and genuinely confused. And I just want to have a really honest and open conversation. I love you guys so much. I am so happy for you guys that you found love and started dating. And I don't want anything to change between the three of us. You guys have been my best friends for over a decade, but I'm really just coming to you guys because like, I don't know what to do. And like, I just wanted to hear from you guys. Like, what do you guys propose? I'm not kidding you. I think you coming to both of them and doing this, I think it's going to completely break open a different conversation, and it's going to force everyone to put their cards on the table, because I have been in enough situations in my life where I think the moment that you say this, the guy is going to turn to your girlfriend and be like, what is she talking about? What do you mean that she and I can't hang out individually anymore? I bet he has no fucking idea. And when this goes down, you are going to realize this has nothing to do with you. Like, this has literally nothing to do with you. This is your friend needs to work out something within herself and within her relationship. But you kind of can just sit back. And then I swear to you, you think this fucking dude is like, yeah, I can't hang out with her anymore. I'm really uncomfortable. No, your friend is feeling uncomfortable, and I bet the guy has no fucking idea. And I would say if you weren't friends with the guy, obviously you would never ambush your friend like this, but this is your friend group. You guys have always hung out alone. What the fuck is the difference now? Because she's being insecure? Well, she needs to get the fuck over it, because you're not trying to fuck her boyfriend until she pushes you far enough. Then maybe you will. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm really sorry overall, because when a friend is projecting insecurities onto another friend, it's so hard to not take it personally, and it's hard to get to that person and try to get them to understand, like, you're not a threat. You love them. Clearly, this is something they're going through, and you're just like collateral damage. But I would say, Daddy Gang, at a certain point, you do also have to set boundaries for yourself, and you have to stand up for yourself, and you can't keep taking shit. Also, again, if you're not in a trio, I do think also another takeaway that's just more relatable for people is this. Like, I feel like as uncomfortable as direct conversations can be, it is the absolute best way to work through difficult moments, because even if there is an initial blow up, you will never regret being honest and upfront in a situation, especially when it's coming from a place where you genuinely want to find a resolution. And then, of course, it's on the other person if they can meet you in the middle and you can work through it. Like, if they freak out, if they lash out on you, then you probably weren't meant to be in a relationship with someone that's that insecure and that's that unwilling to see both sides and empathize with you. So you're going to get your answer, even if it's the one that you don't want. But in the long run, you'll realize it was for the best. I'm sorry. That's really fucking shitty. I hate getting friendship questions because it's just so fucking sticky, and there's so many dynamics at play, but I'm hoping that could help. Okay. Question 3. Hi, Daddy. I really want to focus on my health and fitness this year, but I'm single and feel like the only way to meet guys is by going out drinking at bars. The problem is drinking always leads to drunk pizza and hangover binges, and always wake up feeling like shit on Mondays after a weekend full of going out. I can't seem to break the cycle. How do I balance my health goals with my social life? Girl. We would have been friends when I lived in New York City, because I feel like it was like a ticking time bomb. I was like, there will be celery and broccoli on my plate. Oh, it's Sunday. Now I'm back to fucking eating Chick-fil-A because I'm so fucking hungover. Why can I not win? Listen, I remember this in my early 20s, being in these spirals. You try all week to be healthy. You try to hit your goals. You try to set yourself up for success. Weekend comes, bender. You've never felt shittier. I get it. So the first thing I want to say here is, like, it does make total sense that you want to go out to bars on the weekend. But I think we almost need to, like, reprogram our brains that the wildest night out is not the type of night that will lead to you meeting a potential partner. And that, I wish someone would have said to me back in my single New York days. I would go to certain clubs, shout out, Marquee, shout out One Oak, all these places, PhD Rooftop, okay? I would go to certain clubs. There was literally no way that I was going to meet a serious relationship there. But what drove me to go every single time was just because FOMO. All my friends were going. Everyone's hammered. Even if you're in a relationship, sometimes people are going because it's like the DJ's playing, no one's talking. You're supposed to go, right? And you're like, why do I feel like shit when I get home and even more lonely? It's because you got no actual fulfillment within it. You didn't get any good conversations. Nothing stimulating happened. And a lot of times if you're in these like bar club situations, a lot of times you are just connecting off of genuine first base attraction. It's not a foundation, though, that you're like looking to build a relationship with. You probably don't even know what this fucking guy's first name is if you're going home with him, because you couldn't even talk to him in a club. So I actually think it is the chiller type of nights and events where drinking is less the focus, where you're actually going to be able to meet someone. And I know that sounds really fucking straightforward, but for some reason we keep doing this to ourselves. And by ourselves, I did it my whole fucking 20s. I'm like, why am I not meeting someone? And it's literally like, babe, everyone's taking Jaeger bomb shots and then we're all blackout. Like, no, you're not going to, even if you met the love of your life, you wouldn't know it because you wouldn't remember in the morning. Okay. So I think it's looking for more of like the networking drinks, or like apartment warming parties, or housewarming parties, or baby showers, or like friend family dinners, like even going out for happy hour drinks on weeknights. Like, I think sometimes we don't have to live for Friday, Saturday. It's like, what about a nice Wednesday? You're going to a happy hour, you're having 2 drinks. The vibe is just automatically chiller in these type of settings. And a lot of times if you go to a happy hour during the week, like people are still in their work clothes. They're not trying to fucking funnel 12 beers that night, right? So even though it may not sound as exciting to potentially meet someone at your local coffee shop, I do think that that's actually going to be where you get the outcome that you want. So it may not look as cool on social media, but that's okay. We have to stop giving a fuck about social media, you guys, okay? I don't think when you're writing this in, and I know a lot of people struggle with this, the best point I think I could make is like, you do not need to rehaul your whole life and stop going out. I think a huge misconception we think to ourselves that like it has to be one extreme or the other. We're either coffee date girls or we're raging whores in the club. Like, no, we can find balance. But I think it's making small changes within your current cycle that will help you a lot. This may sound counterintuitive, but this is just something that I have found that has worked for myself. And it may not work for everyone. But maybe don't be so restrictive on yourself during the weekdays, because then that may make you almost feel like you're using the weekends as a complete escape, or you're just going balls to the wall. Like, if you can find a little bit more balance during the week, it will go a long way. Also, I would ask yourself, are you going out on the weekends because you're actually thinking you're going to meet a guy, or because you're just bored and lonely during the week? Like, restructure your week so that you aren't waiting for the weekend and putting so much pressure to have these insane weekends that you're like daydreaming about at your desk. And then you get to the bar on Friday night and you're like, let's fucking go. And your like alter ego comes out. It's like, no. Try workout classes with friends, or like sober dinners with your girls. Like, try to mix things in during the week so that your weekend isn't actually like all hell is breaking loose. And then my final piece of advice is, if you do go to these clubs or bars, you do not need to get fucked up. And there is something really fun and comforting when you do connect with someone who is on the same level as you in these environments. Like, imagine this, okay? Imagine this. You go to the bar that you always go to, but you decide, you know what, I'm going to have 2 to 3 drinks instead of 6 drinks. And therefore, you are coherent enough to suss out the guy who is also on your level. And you're actually able to have a real conversation to the point where he may be like, hey, there's like a wine bar down the street. Do you want to go somewhere like a little quieter? Yeah, fuck me. Like, that is the type of shit that's going to come to you more if you put yourself in these positions. The biggest point is you need to be in the first place acting the way you would want to be attracting people. So blackout you is not going to find Mr. Husband right. It's going to be you being coherent. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by White Claw. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're way too hot to be spending the summer sitting inside scrolling on your phone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop letting plans die out in the group chat. Grab a White Claw and go make some memories, okay? Whether you're yapping poolside, hitting a barbecue, or just kicking back around a fire, a cold White Claw goes perfectly with your summer